Welcome to my top 10 shooter suggestions, ranging from extraction shooters to normal shooters, horror type shooters, even just unique types. Here we are starting off with I can't even say the words, Incursion Red River, which is basically a safer version than the Grey Zone Warfare, which will be coming up shortly on the sidelines of the... sidelines? I'm thinking the same lines of like Escape from Tarkov. Just less painful. This one only offers co-op or solo. None of this online malarkey. Same concepts. You can take missions from different people, or in this one's different companies. And as you do that, you'll unlock perks to be able to buy attachments, all sorts of gear really to take with you in there. Or if you wanted to, you could just go in there and just take a pistol and take out the bad guys and take their stuff. At the moment there's only two maps, one which is just to stand down one of the outsides, it's the quarry, and then later on, well not later on, you can do it when you start, there is a bunker which is somewhat different. I've been getting used to that one because you can't use your special tablet for the map, so you've got to hope you can find your way back out. Generally this has changed a little bit over its time, which is sort of nice because originally it looked a bit static, and these games you'll see in these videos are covered on my channel. The main thing about this game is that you do not have to worry about anything like food or hunger, as far as I know so far, unless that's something that's going to be planned later. I do not know, but like at the moment you can just straight up load up, play, either do play by yourself or if you got your mates who got the game, then you can all co-op together. And the other thing that this thing does offer is a choice of difficulty, which is a very good thing in my eyes, especially if you don't want to be constantly getting annoyed because you're getting destroyed straight away. So this one's not too bad. This one keep an eye on. Now for the next topic, the one that was mentioned just earlier, Grey Zone Warfare, which is more of the I would say hardcore, nasty, gear fear game of them all. This one does require, if you're out in the world drinking and eating, it's just to keep you functioning and focusing correctly with your character without any problems. This one does actually have a medical system more than the other one does at the moment, and you might need I'm going to say a degree in medical because the amount of stuff you've got in this, from the different pills that can offer some aid and all that lot. Now this one is actually, I like it. It's painful, but you can do either play it PvP or play in PvE. I just stick with PvE because I can't be bothered with the toxic side of things. This makes games like Call of Duty just look like Teletubbies, because this game is completely off the chain based on that kind of realism. Although sometimes some of these guys they feel a bit spongy when you're shooting the NPCs. But this one, you've got missions to focus on. You've got one big open world. This one doesn't have any loading, any maps as such. You'll get a variety of tasks from these different vendors. Sometimes some of them have different consequences that could cause a bit of a dissatisfaction, is the word I'm going to use, with one of the other vendors. So sometimes making your choices is important. However, as I do cover this on my channel as well, we're just waiting for the night ops to turn up soon. Another big update, adding a day-night cycle and some other variety of things, let alone a lot of changes as well. Hopefully to see a lot more, I'm going to say consequences with actually when you're shooting the enemies, bullet penetration and all that other stuff to work a little bit better. It's getting there. And I quite like it. I like that sort of absolutely fearing, going into an area thinking I'm going to be fine, and then suddenly things can just go wrong. And with this one, you can team up with mates as well. They can join you on the same sort of region of a server, and if you like these type of games, I'm going to say it's sort of borderline extraction. That gives you a bit of a armor feel to it. Now here's a crazier one. This is The Forever Winter. Now this one what's quite unique about it is it's not really necessarily about you actually shooting the rival factions that are attacking each other, but you're out in the world basically trying to. Main thing is to build up water for you and the survivors in this underground safe haven. But when you go on top side, there is basically a war raging on, and you're out there. Your main goal is to scavenge, mainly try and bring back water, but sometimes you'll just find other stuff, and then you just got to extract through whatever the main exit is, if you can get to it. And sometimes it is a case of just basically staying out of harm's way, if you can. Yes, you do have guns and weapons, and you can buy different things that can help you, because sometimes there are little jobs you can take from the different variety of vendors in this game that'll give you little missions to try and achieve and build up on. But the more attention you bring to yourself, the more likely that nearby forces are going to hear you, come after you, hunt you, and basically it's just run and get out of there, get out while you can. Now the only thing I'll say about the game, you can go first person when you're aiming down your sights. That is it. You are locked to this left side position, which can be a bit daunting sometimes, so which gives it its own unique style of play, so you just got to try and get used to it, get good, as my friends would say. But yes, this one you can play join friends, or they can join you. It's there's none of this online stuff for it really. It is a case of either joining other randoms or doing a co-op play. But the other thing this thing does offer is you can actually recruit AI sort of units for a cost, obviously. But when you use them, they can back you up a little bit. I haven't used them since to see if they've updated a little bit, because half the time is I've got them destroyed. Bad decisions, shall we say. So yes, the thing I like about this though is the world building is very different. It's very, very unique. It's got a blend between this sort of like weird fantasy sci-fi thing going on, because you've got these weird machines. Sometimes, like imagine like Terminator, but with a difference. I can't quite think of what I can match it up with. But yeah, there's some definitely good things to watch out for in this one. Yeah, I saw this and I was like, really, is it going to be any good and all this stuff? And I thought, I'm going to give it a shot. And yeah, I quite enjoy it. Another game where I'm soiling my pants, trying to survive, grabbing loads of loot and going. Next up is Armour Reforger, which is basically a prelude for what's to come of Armour 4, which has probably been in the waiting for quite some time for all the Armour fans. I've never played any of the original, like first probably 1 or 2, but I put plenty of hours into Armour 3. I quite enjoyed messing around with that. Now this is obviously them building around with a new engine. And yeah, if you like your military simulators sort of thing, this is just right up there. It's got cross-play as well, so I think that they've been catering towards like console play as well. The new engine, Infusion engine they use, is just really, really good looking, especially when you're in this game. But obviously military sim, so it's got the realistic side. I'll get the words. When I was doing this footage though, I didn't realise I had the Everon life, because you can mod this one as well. So I was messing around. I had loads of like mods turned on by accident as I was messing around. But yeah, things I like about this, inspecting your weapons. Yeah, just generally using. And I think what makes this one so much unique with the game modes it offers is being able to do like logistics. You don't have to necessarily get into fights with a lot of people. You could just go out with a truck, gathering supplies, bringing it back to bases, or you basically taking supplies from your base to another one to help build another base up bigger. There's a lot more updates still to come. So I'm looking forward to that, because once this is done, I'm guessing they'll be straight away working into Armour 4. So, because with Reforger, it's sort of based around the 1980s with the weapons and the clothing and that lot. Cold War era, I think. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be some more. Wow, I mean, there is mods in there you can use, so you get some modern looking guns, night vision goggles, and you name it. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to see what's coming from this, because sometimes I can just load this game up and you can play it. You can host a session for yourself and mess around with it, or join loads of the official websites. I'm going to say official servers. Ugh, words, boy, words. Next up, Ground Branch, which is basically a lot of the original devs from the original Rainbow Six games, and they've come back and they've been building this under a new studio, Black something studio. I've forgotten what their thing is now, but anyway, so this is I'm still waiting for one of the next big kind of patch updates that are coming soon, which is finally going to give you like a basic AI unit. Because most of the time I've been doing Lone Wolf, or me and my mate have been playing like the sort of co-op and doing some of the typical modes like intel retrieval, terrorist hunt, and I believe with this new update coming soon, we should see a sort of basic first type of mission, essentially the demo of what it's going to be like. And basically with this, you've got plenty of customization for the weapons to mess around with, character customization, all that kind of stuff. Quite extensive as well, actually, saying that. And yeah, quite a variety of different maps to use in this current state wise. And then this one I've been playing the compound. Quite like using this map quite a lot. Different times of day, so you can adjust your gear to different sort of scenarios and depending on what you want to play. But they've also got modding now as well, so there's a few different like modes that have been kind of added because of mods, which are quite fun to mess around with, like kill confirmed and all that. Again, this is no like Call of Duty running at walls and all this lot. This is proper tactical shooter. Yeah, there's not much I can say about this yet until the new sort of updates are coming up, and I'm looking forward to diving back into it. But yeah, you got definitely the old feels of the original Rainbow Six games when they first started coming out. Apart from the managing obviously a squad and telling them where to go and all that lot. But this is definitely up there in that list if you're into your proper shooters. You know, and if you're not looking and you're not aware, you can get taken out quite easy, like I have in this video, because some of them can just pop out of nowhere and get you. There are there are like servers out there that you can join other people and play in either big groups of like for a terrorist hunt, or I'm guessing people probably run like some PvP sessions. But there's nothing to lose in this, which is good. It's just a score-based game, really. Next up in my suggestions again is 0 Hour, which actually has been quite a surprising game from a completely different team out there, and this brought back memories from like the original, like I say, SWAT games, again Rainbow Six-ish types, and yeah, these guys have done a really good job, I think. There's still bits and pieces are finicky, but they're constantly updating, adding new things. And this one is basically got variety of selection weapons. You can customize the characters. There's still things that are being added. Quite a few variety of maps. And the good thing about this one is you basically have to keep building up a mission score. Every time you're successful, whatever the score result is at the end, providing you've achieved it, that score will basically start unlocking the other levels as you go along. You can have AI with you, or you can basically get your friends together. There's also a PvP section to the game as well, which is probably good for them, because that kind of having the options for everybody is always good. And the options is very much like this is like a normal free-for-all type of game against each other. And then you've got the bit like the I'm going to say Rainbow Six Siege type mode, where you've got 5 attackers and 5 defenders kind of thing. No exploded walls or anything like that, but similar ideas. But this one also offers a different kind of way of choosing your camera. So at the start of it, you can choose between your normal first-person camera, third-person, or if you feel brave enough, try the body cam. That's an interesting take. quite a cool challenge, if you will. But yeah, this one, I'm putting it out there for this, because if you've been playing Ready or Not and you want to play on a different thing, try this out. This is definitely in that. Well, one of my other top 10 suggestions, shall we say. As I mentioned it earlier, Ready or Not definitely brought back SWAT-free memories for me. Just obviously a bit more pleasing to the eye. But this one, what I quite like about it is the variety of way of doing the co-ops. The only downside is you can't. Well, that's the other thing about the previous game as well. The only thing this too misses out is having the ability, if you're in co-op, having the AI units still available. I know some of them are still kind of working on that idea, but we will see. But apart from that, you got your story mode that you're going through, or you can just play quick play and just pick whatever missions and go from there. And it's great to see how well your grades go at the end of your result. Depending, as long as you don't get failed by getting unalived, is the word they'd be using. Because basically that just means you won't be able to progress any further. So depending, if you fail some of the objectives during the mission and you get to the end of the actual mission anyway, you will still be able to progress, but your result will be ungraded until you actually do it and do all the objectives that are given, because if you don't, it doesn't work very well for you. But yeah, there's a really good variety of levels. It's nice that you've got your AI unit that you can give basically orders to. The only thing I haven't tried out, there is a way of using some sort of speech thing, a third-party software, but you can actually use it, so you can actually, instead of trying to use a mouse button, you could actually call it out. I've got to look into that and see if I can use that. Apart from that, a few customizations you can do with your guns, your character. Trying to think what else I can really put towards this, but basically, if you really like that, wow, I've never played SWAT 4, so that's another thing in my head. Other people have played that, but yeah, this is basically like SWAT has just been reborn. Definitely a top choice. And now for something very, very different. This does offer, it starts off, you can choose to do a commander role. So it starts off using it being basically an RTS. So Silica here is sort of very, very inspired by Dune, but it's got its own story, different little bits and pieces. So it's not a complete spawn of that or anything like it. But yes, basically, if you're a commander, you do the RTS side. Which is great, because that also means if you're hosting a game, your friends could join, but they could play just the infantry as you're commanding doing the command role, giving them, send them on jobs who you want them to do or whatever as you're building and expanding the base. Also, you can do like a remote control kind of take over a unit as a commander. But obviously, if you're doing that, you're not building anything. But if you decide you wanted to, you can switch and go into infantry and leave the commander role to an AI. It'll just do it automatically, and it'll continue from wherever you leave it off to. Now, there's some new modes coming soon, or a new mode at the moment, so I'm looking forward to seeing that, which I will be covering it. And again, with this game, this one, nothing too much about customization for your characters and stuff as of yet. Don't know if that's a thing that will happen eventually, but in this you can go on foot, find different variety of vehicles you can use from your out in the game. So if you see a vehicle that's not been claimed by anybody, you can claim it, and then no one else can claim it. You can get in it and use it until it's either destroyed, or you decide to get out of it and unclaim and try and get something else to use. So you've got some different ground vehicles, including some air units you can use. Basically, you're battling against about, two other factions if you wanted to. So you can do a freeway battle. We're waiting for the new units to come in, new style for the Centauri. So you got Sol, Centauri, and the aliens, but you can either do like human versus alien, or human versus alien, that kind of stuff. I might have said that wrong actually. I think I meant human v alien. But yeah, I really love this game. This is one of those things you can just load and play. You don't got to worry about anything too like, oh look at my score and all this lot. It's just a fun, fulfilled action, fearing for your life kind of game, I guess. Now another fun shooter, 6 Days in Fallujah. It's a very different type of shooter. This one I'm looking forward to because it's got a very big update coming this week, 7th of November. Now this video will probably be delayed to when I put it out, but I'll be doing a top-up video to add to my collection of these. It's looking good because this time around we'll finally get the I'll get the ability to use an AI fire team. So hopefully I'll get a bit longer play out of it, because half the time when you're on your own trying to do it, because it's supposed to be like team based, so you can go online, you can team up with other people, and there's about six I think there's 6, maybe a few more missions and some new ones coming added on. And yeah, this is basically what when someone says to you PTSD simulator, this is definitely that. The choices you can make when you do it, it's like, can be devastating if you get it wrong. But with the AI units on board, I'm hoping you're going to have a bit more protection, which how the thing is very unique apparently from what they're doing or how it's played. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Even more, because I want to get more videos on it. But yeah, sometimes I want to last more than 3 minutes. Sometimes there's a few where I've actually won one mission where I've actually done it. I can't remember how long it took me, but yeah, I managed to succeed with like countless of other losses. So, but if you like this, yeah, it's got a variety of different missions and what they do and how you play out with their objectives. But what I do like about this is it just brings about that old school feels. It's not open, not for like open sort of play, but the area you've got is quite wide enough from variety, and the levels change out as well. So every time you replay it, the buildings might not be the same way they were. And in war mission mode, you can sort of change those perimeters. I get the words right in the way you like. But yeah, but if you like your shooters, this is that kind of one. Time to shine. I'm over again. I used to play Black Ops and stuff years ago, but I have no love for these games now. I'm sort of almost falling out of love with the old Battlefield games as well. Just, I don't know. I prefer these kind of tactical ones myself. And I think this might be ported or eventually go to consoles at some point, maybe. The way it's being built, it's definitely controller friendly. So, but I'd use mouse and keyboard for this, just to guarantee a bit of time, definitely for your reaction speed. And last of all, and all the words and things. Yeah, I don't do scripts. I just can't do scripts. SCP-5K, which was it did have a word underneath it. It was Foundation, game that's been built up. I think the majority of these games have all been early access. Some are actually kind of released, but they still build up on it. This has got a sort of variety of different like modes to mess around with and play with. But there is a story mode kind of thing that you can follow. The bit at the start I've been doing in this video is kind of a raid mode, where you basically do some tasks, and it is kind of being like a bit like a wave type thing. You just got to try and survive, or it will just restart. But then you go into the story mode, where it's all about survival. It's all got paranormal. It reminds me, it's got a bit of a Half-Life and I'm going to say Fear, if you remember those games, kind of like feel to it. Following these different tasks, making your way down into some sort of experimental places. Obviously getting up to no good. Variety of different creatures as well, funny enough. This game can be played cooperatively as well. I'm guessing I think there's some PvP modes that you can do if there's people running a server. But yeah, this is like proper, like, you know, if this mode, you know, the PvP side, you can probably set up your character, choose guns, attachments and that lot. But when you're in story mode, it's basically finding weapons, finding health. Actually reminds me of a little bit of No Time. No, I was about to say a Bond movie. Then reminds me of that. What's it called, In Hell game, where it is No Room in Hell, that kind of thing as well. So especially in the story mode, because you'll be like finding, you might want to make sure you're sharing bullets out, or if you find any health kits and stuff, or because you can get greedy and you might take it when your mate might need it, and if you don't want to do that, that's not good. And so yeah, but this just falls into that, because it kind of, it's just got that kind of like cool shooting to it. It's a game that's still growing, so I'm keeping an eye on it. I'll have to do a new playthrough as well to see where I can get in it again. So there we go. My top sort of 10 suggestions if you're looking for inspiration for what to play or try. And here's just a collection. So, and maybe see you in any of those games, maybe. So there you have it. So I'm going to say goodbye now. I've been trying to do one of these kind of videos for a while. I didn't do this on my horror. I didn't narrate on my horror one, which I've got to redo. Do another one. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, and if you want any more suggestions on different types of games, let me know. So toodle pips for now.